It's time for the Trading Stocks Made Easy podcast. Each week, Trading Stocks Made Easy demystifies stock trading and investing so you can profit big. And now, here's the host of Trading Stocks Made Easy, the wealthy investor, Tyrone Jackson.
Well, hello there. It's Tyrone Jackson, the wealthy investor. And of course, you've tuned in to spend some time with me right here at the Trading Stocks Made Easy podcast. So welcome. Now, I'm really excited about every show that we do, but today I am really excited about today's show because we have one of my favorite students here in the studio who ironically was on the track to becoming a professional player in the NFL. And a few things happened and he wound up, of all things, still loving the game of football, but being a member of the Wealthy Investor Program. And his story is absolutely going to charm you. So I don't want to waste any more time. When we come back, you're going to hear how Victor Rogers is actually making progress and money in his first year of trading. Back with more Trading Stocks Made Easy right after you take a listen to this.
You're listening to the Trading Stocks Made Easy podcast. Want to learn more about how to trade and invest in the stock market? Visit thewealthyinvestor.net/products. That's thewealthyinvestor.net/products and order the Wealthy Investor's Guide to Stock Market Success audio series. This easy-to-follow 5-CD audio series and manual will teach you the basics of how to buy and sell stocks, how to collect quarterly dividends for life, plus hidden income generating strategies like covered call writing and volatility trading. Start creating financial freedom right now. Get the financial education you need to get ahead. Visit thewealthyinvestor.net/products.
Yes, head on over to thewealthyinvestor.net and make sure you download my free ebook on the basics of stock market trading and investing. All right. Before the break, I told you guys about one of my favorite students in the Wealthy Investor Program. His name is Victor Rogers, and Victor is here with me in the studio live. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good, my man. Thank you.
You are just a ball of enthusiasm. You're happy every day, and you just love life. Have you always been like that?
I like to say I have, I like to think so. But yeah, definitely now I'm in the program. I'm happy a little more now.
All right. Well, I want to get, first of all, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Now, I, like a lot of people, my favorite sport is football.
Okay.
I just know very little about it.
Yes.
But, and I think to myself, like, what is it I like about football so much? And it's just all those components coming together, the offense, the defense. The offense has to work together, of course, the quarterback and the coach. Yes. And I just like all those components working together.
Uh-huh.
And you were NFL bound as an NFL player. That was the track that you were on.
Yes.
And we're going to get to the stock market here in a minute. But anybody who's ever had access to someone who was NFL bound, I got to ask you a couple of questions.
Talk to me.
First of all, you felt in your soul that you were a football player at age 3.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, 3 years old. I knew it. I was just beyond drawn to it, man. It was what I got from football and the thought of football was just so much more, like we were talking about off the mic, how football became my mom, dad, in some cases, became my mentor and my everything in a lot of cases, So, football at an early age, I was in love, man. Love at first sight for sure.
And it's so funny. I believe on a soul level that some of us come here to do things that we just feel very deeply from the beginning. We can't explain. We're just meant to do those things in the world.
Yes.
And it sounds like football was that for you. Now, what's really interesting is you didn't come from a privileged family at all.
Oh, no, not at all, man.
Baton Rouge,
Louisiana. Yeah,
man. And born into some tough circumstances,
of course,
right?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I grew up a little rough around the edges. Like I was telling you off the mic, Dad was in and out of jail for the last 27 years now. Mom was on and off jobs, getting locked up every now and then. And so, me, my brother, and my sister, we were left to grow up rather fast. And so, it worked out in my case, so I'm fortunate.
Now, when you were progressing, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you have this love for the sport, what do? You were in high school football, junior high school football?
Yep. I was I started off in Little League football. Then from there, I went to junior high football. And then from there, I went to high school football, of course. And And so, yeah.
At what point in your life do you remember like the NFL? Like, that's what I'm trying to do.
When I was in high school, I went through some rather serious circumstances as far as, being able to even play. It made me much more grateful. At that time I had an academic disability in high school, and so I had to sit out for 3 years. So I only played my senior year in high school, one senior year in high school. But from there, I led the team to the state championship and became an instant hit in the state, and was highly recruited after that within the 4-month time period. And so that time I had off not playing was really, really hard on me because, like I said, going through the other stuff that was in my life, and then now not having the football, which was actually, my way out, in all aspects, it really made me, realize that I really love this game. This game is really my way out, my way out. So I found a way to talk to the teachers and finagle the teachers to help me out. And so they did. And
you wind up getting into a great college.
Yes, good college, man.
Where'd you go?
McNeese State University.
Okay. It's called what?
McNeese.
McNeese, right.
McNeese State University, small Division I in Louisiana. I originally had scholarship offers from LSU, Ole Miss, Tennessee, a lot of SEC schools, but McNeese was where I went because it was a great man who I really trusted in Adam Henry, who's at the Giants right now. But
he's the defensive coach at the Giants.
No, he's the receiver coach at the Giants.
Receiver coach,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
So he's a wide receiver coach at the Giants right now, and he coached me and recruited me and coached me, and then he went from there to the Raiders, and then from the Raiders to LSU back home, and then he trained Odell Beckham, and then from there Odell Beckham took him with him to New York Giants.
So he's the coach and still your friend to this day.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's get into college. So you're in the college now. You play the defensive back position.
Yes, I play cornerback.
Cornerback.
And safety.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And by the way, what is a strong safety for the?
So a strong safety is a hybrid linebacker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Always wanted to ask.
Okay. Got you.
All right. So you're defensive back. You play throughout college, and you're thinking to yourself, "I'm going to the pros," or "I'm trying to get into the pros."
Yes.
What happened so that you did not make it to the NFL?
It's kind of a long story. I can make it short if I can. So I mentioned before I had an academic disability. Well, that didn't erase, of course, through my transition to college. So I needed help, and I didn't know it at the time. And I was in one of my business classes around my sophomore year, and I was taking some classes or whatnot, and the teacher told me I needed to go and check the psychology department. And I did that, and they did a whole bunch of tests on me, and I ended up having to go through this process of sessions, psychological sessions or whatever, psychiatry sessions. And I did that, and I was ineligible for a while in college. So I was like about to be kicked out of school maybe like 4 times. So what happened was, because I was not eligible, I couldn't get on the field. So I couldn't get a lot of film. So when I did get eligible, I only had a couple years to play, and then some other things happened with the coach getting fired and stuff like that, so I wasn't able to get on the field. So I finally got on the field my senior year, but it wasn't enough film for me to go straight into the NFL, so I had to go another way.
Yes. Now, I love your story, and believe me, this guy's making a lot of money, and it has a happy ending.
Yeah.
You have a lot of challenges.
For sure.
Okay. So now let's back up. Now, you discover that there's this coach that you want to train with.
Yes.
You graduate from college.
Yep.
Okay, so congratulations.
Thank you.
You discover that there's this coach in Los Angeles that you're like, I got to train with this guy.
Marv Marinovich, man.
Okay.
So at the time he was training Troy Polamalu, make it quick. So I was watching Troy Polamalu on the television. He was with the Steelers. And I was like, man, whatever this dude is doing, he's not doing what I'm doing. So whoever he's training with, I want to know. So I proceeded to research him. And I found Marv Marinovich, and I found his phone number and some contact information. So I hounded him for about 9 months to a year. And he finally let me come to California. He was like, well, if you come to California, I'll train you for free. And so I came here, like I told you before, with $200 and a one-way plane ticket, They dropped me off from Costa Mesa on the road, man. So.
And so you start training with this coach?
Yes, I started training with him.
In an effort to get to the NFL.
Exactly. So he was well connected. He was the guy that created the NFL Combine. So the NFL Combine that they used to test the NFL guys before they go to the NFL, the college guy before they go to the NFL, he was the guy that created that system.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So now you're training with, how long did you train with him?
I trained with him for about 2.5 years.
Okay, 2.5 years. Now, it's interesting that you mentioned, because a lot of people think, people are just born successful.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you had your challenges with
Yes.
this academic disability. But you are so business-minded.
Yeah.
Whenever we've talked, you really understand the need for business.
Yes, yes.
Now, somewhere, I'm going to forward past your NFL football endeavors, because
Yes.
you have a business that is growing
Yes.
exponentially, training other people for the NFL.
Yes.
Okay. Somewhere along the line, you discover the stock market.
Yes,
Okay.
man.
How did that happen?
Through one of my close friends, Rosa White, who's in the program doing really well as well. At first we were going to invest together in some commercial real estate. And then, she came to me and was like, no, you need to try this guy, Tyrone Jackson, with the stock market. And I've done some research on Buffett and things of that sort. And so I knew the capacity of what it could do, but I wasn't sure how I was going to get there. And so she knew that I had that in mind, and she told me about you, and it's been a blessing ever since.
But what attracted you? Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. But what attracted you? So it was essentially your friend Rosa.
Yes.
Because I always say to people, watch your thoughts and the people you hang out
Come
with.
on.
Sometimes you don't have to know everything.
Yes.
But when you're with the right people, they will pull you in the right direction.
That's it, baby.
So there was something about the stock market that spoke to you, and you felt like you could do that?
Yes.
And you felt like you could be successful?
Yes. So I'll tell you this, what really kind of influenced me to be confident about, my process of learning, and then the fact that I could do it, was the way you taught it, honestly, and that's just being honest. The way you taught it and how easy it seemed, when I actually sit down and think about it now, it's not really that easy. but the way you broke it down into pieces, it's so easy because it's one piece at a time, right? And then before you know it, you like know trading theory, right? And it's like an option theory, right? It's like, wow, I learned this. But the way you teach it in your structure is that's what happened,
Okay, we're gonna go to a commercial, and when we come back, we're gonna focus now on your trading.
Okay.
You make money every single month in the stock market, right?
Yes.
Whether the market goes up, goes down, or stays the same.
That's it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Back with more of Victor Rogers right after you take a listen to this.
You're listening to the Trading Stocks Made Easy podcast. Want to learn more about how to trade and invest in the stock market? Visit thewealthyinvestor.net/products. That's thewealthyinvestor.net/products and order the Wealthy Investor's Guide to Stock Market Success audio series. This easy-to-follow 5-CD audio series and manual will teach you the basics of how to buy and sell stocks, how to collect quarterly dividends for life, plus hidden income generating strategies like covered call writing and volatility trading. Start creating financial freedom right now. Get the financial education you need to get ahead. Visit thewealthyinvestor.net/products.
And we're back talking with football player extraordinaire, Victor Rogers. So we talked a little bit about your endeavors heading towards the NFL. You had to struggle a little bit academically.
Yes.
But your internal fortitude is amazing to me.
Thank
you. So you discover the stock market association brings assimilation. You have a friend who's like, no, you need to do this. And you take to it pretty quickly. When you first opened your online trading account, did you have any fears or doubts? I'll tell you this, 20 years trading and being a mentor to now thousands of people, the one thing that I have learned, number one fear, everybody opens an online trading account and they feel like they're going to lose all of the money. Not half of it, not 5%, like it'll all be gone next week. Did you have any fears when you opened that account?
I didn't have a fear that I would lose all of it. I guess my fear was that I would go too fast.
Okay, right. Because we both know how emotional you are.
Yes,
okay.
yes, man. So that was kind of my deal. My deal was like, all right, Vic, you got to calm down, man. The money is there, but you got to calm down. You got to learn. And so that was kind of my situation. I wasn't fearful at all that I would lose all of it. my fear was that I wasn't gonna be moved. I wasn't gonna move at the pace I needed to move. I think I was gonna move a little too fast. So it worked out.
Okay. So the one thing is you and your wife, pardon the cliche,
Yes.
really do work as a team.
Oh, big time.
And to see the two of you together,
Yes.
you both really flow like you're both on the same page,
Thank
right?
you, yes.
Okay. So you guys come up with this decent sum of money.
Yes, we did.
You put it in the market, and immediately you want it to be $6 million.
Of course.
Like, let's just jump over all the other steps.
Yeah.
But what's so beautiful is you are still in your first year of trading.
Yes.
And if I were to ask you for 3 things that you've learned just in the first year that stick out to you,
Yes.
what are the first 3 things that come to mind?
Wow. Control your emotions. All right. And with that control, that's going to come through. That control is going to come through a process, a system, right? Stick to the system first and foremost, and just be disciplined in that. Be disciplined in that. Be disciplined in that. Be methodical. Be methodical. Learn and allow yourself to grow on your own pace.
Okay, so let's go with number 1. Control your emotions. You know how much money there is to be made. I mean, there's no cap on the amount of money that you can earn. For you, why do you have to control your emotions?
Because it's money, and money is, right now in the state we're in, money is just, it's life, right? So it's money do this, money do that. And so much emotion is, especially for me, attached to money, coming from where I come from, not having much of it. So just, using it and playing with it in the stock market, quote unquote, it was just so emotional, it's just so emotional, man. So for me, that was just a big deal for me, just really having to control my emotions and calm myself down, meditate before I even get in the stock market, all that. I do it all.
Because here's what I've noticed. I did a big workshop in Las Vegas a number of years ago.
Okay.
And I had everybody who was in my live classes come to Vegas to do this high-level trading experience,
Yes.
right? Okay, so I've got all these people in Vegas, and we're all having a great time, and I'm on stage, and I realize I'm about to teach them how to make $35,000 to $50,000 a month, right? Some of it's with covered calls, some of it with leap options. So intuitively, for some reason, I was like, I need to break these guys down into some sort of exercise that deals with their emotions. The reason is at the big trading firms, like let's say you were on a trading desk and you guys were running, they call it running on Wall Street, you guys were running $250 million. That firm is going to send you somewhere for the weekend to go see someone to talk about your feelings, your life, the whole thing. Because they're not going to let you run their money. You're going through divorce or, extreme emotional circumstances. You have to go someplace and talk about that experience so it doesn't affect your trading.
Yes.
So I've got this room full of people and I'm thinking, I better talk to them about their emotions. So we do this exercise where I ask them to talk about what life was like growing up. Right? Did you have money? Did you not have money? And the thing that was very interesting, I was also a psychology major in college. So I have a little experience with people.
Yeah.
The thing that was the most amazing, the people who had the least amount of money, who came from very poor conditions, never wanted to go back. And so they were the ones who wanted their accounts to double or triple as quickly as possible as an insurance policy that they would never go back to that kind of extreme conditions again.
That's it.
The people who grew up middle class, mom and dad worked, they were college educated, they traded differently than the people who had extreme poverty. Do you identify with any of that?
Of course, all of it.
Okay,
man.
share that with us. What does that mean?
So, growing up the way I grew up, we didn't have much. And so, lights off, all that type of stuff. I would knock on the door, ask for money, ask for, a pack of chicken. I remember that, man. So, not having that.
A pack of chicken?
Yeah, we had.
What does that mean?
So we had I was 9 years old. It happened a couple of times, but I had to knock on my neighbor's door because we were always on food stamps, and so I had to knock on the door and ask, could we borrow a pack of chicken?
Oh, I see.
Because our food stamps didn't come in at the time, so we had to ask for a pack of chicken until our food stamps came in. So. Coming in that type of that type of place, growing up in that type of place, everything was emotional about money. Everything was emotional about money, down to the last penny. And so my grandma used to always tell me, I don't care if you're down to your last penny, or your last dollar, make sure you always have a dollar with you. Always keep a dollar in your hand. And so we were very, very emotional about money. And I see, and I'm getting, of course, much better at it now that we're working through this. But yeah, man, I brought it with me, man. I brought that emotion right there with me.
And do you think having gone through such extreme impoverished conditions has affected your trading decisions today?
Of course.
Yes.
All day.
And do you identify with that notion of like, this account really has to grow because I just need to get past that?
I got to get past that. I need this number to get past that.
Right.
If I get this number every month to get past that, I'll be good. I never have to go back. But.
And that's why I have said to you, that part of your life is over. You have to trade from where you are today, which is everything is okay. There's enough food, right?
Yes.
So because if you let that emotion drive you, you'd wind up, buying too many leaps or, trying to get into stock for $14. Right, I know, right? And that first year, we all have to go through that. So you said, number one, getting in touch with your emotions.
Yes.
I call it don't trade your past emotionally.
Yes.
Number two, anything else come out?
The system.
Okay.
The program.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
What does that
system.
mean?
So basically what that means is, if you're doing cover calls or if you're selling cover calls and that's your system for right now, stick to that. Stick to that until you're comfortable and you've been doing it for a while. And I'm not talking about 2 weeks for a while. I mean, at least 6 months to a year for a while. And that's your system right there. But have a system, have a structure where you can trade consistently and you can see your account grow, of course. But then second and foremost, you can learn from the falls of your account with a trade. You got to wait till it goes back up and stuff like that. But the system helps that thing. That helps that thing move like that. So that's the deal, man. So the system for me and the program is big. So whenever Tyrone sends out this, I do this.
Right. Right. Okay. And is there a third thing that comes to mind in your first year that you feel like is a light bulb going off or something that you would mark as significant?
The discipline of it all. I don't know if that's being redundant about what we previously spoke about, but the discipline of it, man, it's a big deal for me because, just not getting outside of it. Don't get cocky or arrogant. That was my thing, man. Just, but you go through that, right?
Everybody feels that way the first year.
Yeah, you get confident and then you get humbled. And you get confident, you get humbled. But it's all a part of the growing process. But, that was my deal. So my deal was like just being disciplined, sticking to the process, sticking to the program, controlling your emotions, whatever that takes, and just, but doing it. Be present, doing it, So.
Okay. Now, we won't say the name of this program. I keep adding all kind of levels to the program.
Oh, okay.
But you are in, because I know you like to go straight towards success. You're in this other level of the program.
Yes.
Where we are learning during an earnings period.
Yes.
How to earn between $5,000 and $30,000 in 24 hours.
Yes.
Off of volatility. How are you doing? I feel like you're doctored. Let's check in. How are you doing when you know that there is a trade that makes that much money in 24 hours during earnings?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, surprisingly, with my emotions, man. But I'm doing good. I'm excited. I'm really excited for this upcoming earnings. And I'm excited. Put it like that.
You see the potential.
Yes, I do.
Now it's also interesting because you also have another business.
Yes.
Because you want to grow your account. First of all, I have to commend you because I always say to sometimes people say, we get these emails, at The Wealthy Investor. Tyrone, I have $6,600. How can I turn that into $1 million by Tuesday? And I say, there's no way to turn $6,600 into $1 million by Tuesday. That same person will then email us back and say, okay, I totally got you. I went and got some more money. I have $7,200 now. I still, how can we turn that into $1 million? It's like, well, not exactly, because we're always getting a return on the money that we have. So you and your wife are doing really well, consistent profits every month. But you started another business.
Yes.
So that business now feeds your online trading account. Tell us about that business. It's really exciting.
Yes. The business is called the DB Lab. It's, of course, football is defensive backs, the position at football. It's a little small niche company that's doing really well, actually. And we train all-level athletes, really from high school. We take them to college, and then from college we take them to the pros, wherever that lands. But that's kind of the process. So that's what we do. So I take the defensive backs, or the cornerbacks, the safeties, the strong safeties, and we start them off in high school, sometimes middle school. We grow them, we teach them, we develop them, and then they go to college. We have all that connected to our system to get them to college as well. And then from there, they go to the NFL or to the CFL or wherever their heart desire is. We can help them get there, and it's been profitable.
So you stay connected to football,
yes,
and trading at the same time.
At the same time.
Okay, now you're gonna come back. We're gonna do a series of shows. We're gonna track your success.
Okay.
Where do you see yourself? How much money do you see yourself earning in the stock market? And let's say 36 months is 3 years. So in 36 months, you see yourself earning how much per month?
Oh, $50,000-$60,000 a month.
$50,000 or $60,000 a month.
Yeah, I can see that.
Which is respectable, right?
Yeah.
You could live off that, Victor.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Someone has listened. We're just about at the end of our time. Someone has listened to you, and hopefully they've gotten some inspiration, because
Thank you.
to go from nothing to where you are now it's just extraordinary.
Thank you.
That person who's listening right now who says, well, I don't know anything about the stock market, and I like listening to this podcast, but I don't know if I should really study in a formal program. I can figure it all out on my own. You would say what to that person?
No. I'm an athlete, so, I believe in the mentorship. I believe in that. I just believe that works. So why would I try to, recreate the wheel when I have a man or a person here or a woman here who've already created it? Why wouldn't I learn from them now to make the wheel better, instead of bumping my head? So I would say join the Wealthy Investor Program and get a mentor, get a mentor. Get somebody that's doing it well, that can show you and that can show you progress, and go with it, man, and learn from them, man, because I'm telling you, if you don't do that, then you just, you want to do it by yourself, you're going to bump your head. You will bump your head and it won't feel good. Okay. And so I'd rather bump my head and have somebody right there to pick me up and say, okay, this is what you did wrong. All right. But we can fix it. It's not over. I love that. I love being in the program. I love being a part of the program, the camaraderie. Even before I was in the live program, I was on
You did the online program. WI Trade School.
Yeah, the WI Trade School program. And that was even amazing because of the, you're allowed to ask questions and things of that sort. And it just helped so much, man. So I'll say, get a mentor, get somebody to teach you. Don't try to do it by yourself. Don't try to recreate the wheel. Just make the wheel better.
Very good. And I'm going to tell you, I have a mixture of emotions every time I see you, because it's always great to see you with that smile.
Yeah, thank you.
But you are so cut and
Thank
so defiant. I don't know what your workout schedule is, but it reminds me that I need to go home and go to the gym now.
Oh, you just come hang out with me, man. I get you right.
I should just come hang. You walk into the room and I'm like, damn, look at this guy. Such great shape. Hey, listen, thank you so much for coming in here and being a part of the podcast. I love having you around, and thank you for all of your success and the success that you're going to have. It's definitely out there for you.
Thank you, man.
All right, that's our show for today. And what I want you to do is make sure that you head on over to thewealthyinvestor.net. Download the free ebook. It's free. You don't even have to pay anything for it. Get to know what covered calls are all about, collecting dividends, volatility trading, and maybe someday I'll be teaching you how to make a lot of money during an earnings period. Hey, listen, that music means I am out of here. This is Tyrone Jackson, the Wealthy Investor, saying I'll see you next time. And until then, stay open, stay positive, and happy trading.
You've been listening to the Trading Stocks Made Easy podcast. Be sure to rate and review our show on iTunes. While you're on iTunes, be sure to click the subscribe button and you'll automatically receive our next episode.